Hi and welcome to OTC. I'm your host, Buddy1927. We are continuing our discussion on the different types of tanks in World of Tanks. Today we are talking about the self-propelled guns, or aka ARTI. They provide a powerful indirect fire support with a very large range that can potentially cover the entire map. They stay safe by remaining well within friendly lines and provide support against tough, stationary, or slow targets. ARTI is just as good as the team. So if you, as an ARTI, find yourself in a bad team or a team that only camps, you will not get the full potential to the powerful gun you have and the support as much as you want to. Almost exclusively, SPGs use HE shells lobbed in a ballistic are to hit distant targets. The inaccuracy of their weapon, particularly at higher tiers, make the splash damage caused by the explosion often the primary source of damage, with the direct hits behind crippling to the target's. The heaviest SPG can weigh up to 115 tons. Speeds vary greatly from a range from a maximum speed of below 20 kilometers per hour to above 72 kilometers per hour. The armor is usually negligible, and with a maximum armor thickness of 152 millimeters. SPGs are vulnerable to light and medium tanks. SPGs possess the most powerful weapon in the game, being able to deliver twice the damage of most powerful cannons available on similar tier. However, extremely poor accuracy, slow aiming speeds, and a long reload make their weapons only effective against slow and stationary tanks, or tanks that might be in a line at a constant speed. SPGs are capable of using strategic view mode, which gives them a bird's eye view of the whole map. Though due to the screen size limitation, you can only see small portion. Map navigation in this mode is very easy. Be aware that moving radicals to the side on the map will cause the vehicle to physically reposition itself, which will significantly reduce your firing accuracy. The radical will still display as expected, but will vary in its shape with the terrain. This eliminates the need to get reasonably close to the target to hit it. SPGs work closely with scouts by using them to spot targets. SPG support is essential in a scenario in which smaller tanks are up against a more powerful tank and can quickly turn the tide of the battle. SPGs are also one of the best weapons against opposing SPGs, able to fire blindly at potential enemies positioned by spotting tracer fire, or recently destroyed objects on the map, like trees and buildings. SPGs should relocate after firing and avoid predictable locations to prevent from being destroyed by counter-ARTI fire. Good situational awareness is also essential to survival in a SPG. Noticing breaks in defense line early can allow the SPG to relocate before the enemy scout can arrive. Another thing to remember with SPGs is that they have a higher ammo cost. For example, a single round for a upgraded Hummel and similar tier SPGs will cost about 1,000 credits per round, which makes constant blind firing and missing a costly endeavor. So in conclusion, SPGs have thin armor, but possess insurmountable firepower, with the ability to hit targets anywhere on the map, from nearly any location, even under cover. SPGs can turn the tide of battle. in the blink of an eye. To cause the most damage, coordinate with the scouts to hit the hard to reach enemies hidden on the map. Remember the 3 L's: location, location, location. Ideal placement of your SPG in cover, but without obstruction. You need to be able to see everything on the map without being spotted by the enemy. So always carry a camouflage net, and the first skill to learn on every crew member is camouflage skill. Think before you shoot. You might have the biggest gun on the team, but it can take a while for it to reload, so choose your targets wisely. So here's a clip of the SPG in action. Okay, we're going to be in the M44, which is the American SPG. We're doing battle on airfield, as you can see, and we're loading up. The idea is to set up the arty to where it can hit almost anything on the map, and in this map it's kind of hard. You gotta get in the right spot because you got a lot of mountains and terrain to hit around and try to get around.
Time to roll out.
As you can see, you have to try to find a good location, and I decided to pick the corner of the map for right now. As you can see, I have binocs and a camouflage net, and my crews are 100% camouflage, so it's kind of hard to actually spot this tank. There isn't much cover on this map. That's one of the reasons why I went to the corner. And as you can see, I will take a look at the mini map. As you can see, bring it up to see if any of the SPG, any enemies cross the line and come through, break through. I'm in position, and we're actually setting up. As long as the line is green, that means I have no obstruction over that line. I can hit that target, and as you can see, the reticle actually bear down. We got 2 targets. Good line of fire. Wait for the reticle to come down on the gun. Fired, and we missed. And this is one of the things that you got to be careful of when shooting an arty. Is the target doesn't always stay where after you fire the shot. Fired another shot, and it went black, but I did make a hit on that target, and you can see the damage to that target that I hit. The idea is to try to knock out the heavies and the TDs first on the maps. If the SPG becomes available, good hit there. It was a critical hit that you can see the splash damage was 239 on it. But the most tanks that you want to take out are the heavy and the TDs, unless you spawn an SPG, because those are the most threats on the battlefield. Target was killed after I fired the shot, and as you can see, the shot went a little while. Took a blind shot, and as you see, there's no splash in the sand, so that means I actually hit the tank and did some damage to them. And hopefully they'll be spotted.
Critical hit.
Did another critical splash damage with 318. Just remember, this is a tier 6 arty. And this, by what I'm doing here, damaging the tanks, is giving the other tanks a chance to actually destroy the tanks, which helps them out in the long run. That was a miss. One thing you gotta be careful of is make sure you don't hit your own guys when you fire the gun. Gave him a little lead and missed. That's the inaccuracy of these guns. One of the things that you'll notice is that the ammo does not always go right where you tell it to go. I took a blind shot here of a target behind there.
Got him.
And I actually took out the target. One of the things you gotta realize, as you can see, the reticle is not hitting 100% on the target. So that means more likely my shell is going to hit the side of the mountain. As you can see, it hit the top of the mountain. Top of the ridge, I'm sorry. That's one thing you gotta be a little leery of. Make sure your reticle goes all the way down. If it's on part of an object, that more likely means you're going to hit that object that it's going to hit. Okay, I'm trying to find another target. I see an arty. Oh no, that's TD, I'm sorry. And as I was lining up, he got knocked out. They were requesting fire on the other side of the map. And as you can see, I've not repositioned myself. I have good coverage on this map. And let the reticle come down. Fire.
They're knocked out.
And took out a second tank. As we continue through this map, we got one enemy left. I'm just repositioning myself. Target's there. That's one thing you don't want to do, because once you redo it, the game's over with. So as you can see, playing hardy, you have to be able to hit the targets. Watch out for obstructions like ridges and cliffs. I hope you liked this episode. If you do, please hit like on YouTube. If you have any comments, leave comments on the YouTube page under this, or you can leave comments on our NAFTA forum. I'd like to thank you all again for watching this, and have a good day.